I saw our friends from Linda Mwananchi, and they're our friends because they started the movement. Camping at RPP, singing songs that the government is against us. That name, Linda Mwananchi, was already reserved 2 years ago. The process of registering political parties was changed. It's not during the ODM for Kenya asili that people watu wanakosana Kasarani wanaingia wanatoka na chama ingine mpya the following day. Those days are long gone. The process is different. Even the People's Renaissance Movement, by the time we were reserving PM, it's because PRM was already taken. We did not go to camp there with cameras singing the government is against us. It is a law. It is a law. If there is another reserved name already, you do not have registered two similar parties with the same abbreviation. So there's already PRM. So they say the best you guys can be provided with, and there are young people who registered this party, it is PM. And then they said PM stands for People's Movement. Ours is People's Renaissance Movement. Let the Renaissance, the R be silent. It is still okay. So there is, of course, a confusion. The good thing that the PRM is not fully registered. It is there in the system. It was reserved even before PM came in, but it is the process of registering a political party needs, you need to be smart around it. Otherwise, you will not manage. The People's Renaissance Movement has taken 1.5 years. It started registering itself even before Baba died. These are young people who came together. They decided that we need change and we need it through political parties. They registered that party, they reserved, they have gone through all the process. It has taken them 1.5 years. And do you want to register a party in 1 month? You are lying to yourself. It is a process.
Okay, so just so I understand, there's a PRM that's reserved. Is that PRM People's Renaissance Movement?
PRM is another party. I don't want to say they come and defend themselves here, but we just know.
Does it have the name Renaissance in it?
No.
Okay.
It has a different name. I think it's something Restoration or Reformation. So it is already reserved. So we could not do anything about it. It is the law. Once another abbreviation has been taken, they cannot allow you.
So your party is registered as officially?
Officially is People's Renaissance Movement because the word Renaissance stands for something. Remember, we could have changed and say United, Democratic, Liberal, because they are common names. But this Renaissance is what forms the party. It is the ideology of the party. So it cannot be registered without the Renaissance. So we were able to compromise and say, leave the R. But the People's Renaissance Movement is there in the system. But the abbreviation is PM. I did not have wake up in the morning and say, I have a party. I see people in Linda Mwananchi waking up one day and say, I have a party. I'm a deputy. The SG will come from Central. What nonsense is this, honestly, as a country?
When did you realize Linda Mwananchi has no Renaissance future?
In its DNA.
Well, the leaders there still have the aspect of the Renaissance. The way we started, I remember I was the host of the first meeting in my own house. If you look at that photo we had, that's where the journey started. And I told them very clearly, listen to me. And that's when I say I'm the founder of Linda Mwananchi. Nobody will come here and tell you otherwise. They know it deep down their heart that without my initiative, there'll be nothing called Linda Mwananchi in this country. And I told them, number one, we must have an outfit that does not project tribalism. And I selected there are some individuals in the Linda Mwananchi, I had to call their party leader to release them. Because they are saying, but my party leader, I had to call them that release this man. I have an agenda for the country.
Like who?
I don't want to mention them. There are some I had to call their party leader to release them because they are afraid. And I hosted and I told them, look, people do not want William Ruto, but they are not excited by what they see. We must give an alternative. Number one, we must have an outlook that is not tribal. Number two, we must shed off all Moi's science completely. Anybody who served in Moi's government has no capacity to drive a forced liberation. You had 60 years of leadership. If you didn't do what you were supposed to do, when you are in a position of high authority, what makes you think now all of a sudden you become clever? Now you have an agenda for the country that you did not do. It is something that I stand on strongly. And that's what is causing confusion. You can see people saying, Sisi ni Sifuna. People, Sisi ni Sifuna, I'm actually the creator of Sifuna. If Sifuna fails, blame it on me. Because I'm the one who brought him to the light. I told him, you are going to lead us. I could have led myself. I could have said, let me be the leader. But I chose them. I selected them. I said, Sifuna, because of what I've heard you standing for, you've been very consistent. You are our SG. And I chose him when Baba was still alive. I told Baba, Sifuna is going to lead us in a new movement. So I chose him. So I'm his creation. And I believe that we must have a new generation of leaders to fight, because the young people are not understanding the old. So that's when you bring Kalonzo and say, Kalonzo has been consistent, he's not corrupt. They tell you, but what did he do when he was a vice president? What did he do when he was a minister? There is a generational gap. That's why Raila said we must have an intergenerational dialogue. There is a very big gap between the old and the young. And I'm just warning, allow me to also warn our friends from the united opposition.
The old ones.
The old ones. This thing of Sisi ni Sifuna, do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate it. Because so much so that if you remove Sifuna on that ballot, most likely there'll be voter apathy. There'll be voter apathy. Because it is not about him as a person. It is an idea, and he's the one who is carrying it. So even if he refuses, he can be flogged on the street. They can actually beat him up. That why are you refusing? It is not him. He does not even understand what he's doing and where he is. It is an idea, and he just happened to be at the center of it. So they must not assume it. People are tired of an old setup, a status quo. And they are thinking, can't this country have a different direction? It could have been you, Eric Latif. And even if Sifuna refused to be on the ballot, somebody else, they can come with you. Be ready, Latif. They can actually come for you.
They'll pick Mariam.
They can pick wherever.
They've started. They've started.
They'll pick you. You can just be sitting next to the next president of the Republic of Kenya. They'll pick you and they'll put you at State House, because it is a restless generation that believe things must change. You can, whether you want to like Caleb or Caleb unaongea sana, unagawa opposition. The opposition inajigawa peke yake.
So
I want to just before you come in, I want to warn. You must have a presidential nomination of opposition. If you choose a flag bearer in a boardroom, Ruto will come back. Because there'll be dissenting voices. People will say, if Matiang'i is not there, wacha ikae. Others will say, if Kalonzo is not there, wacha ikae. Wengine watasema Rigiji now you see is going to say something. What if he's going to say I'm vying for president as well? So his people will say, kama Rigiji hayuko, wacha ikae. If we are serious of changing this country through the united opposition, we must have a presidential nomination. If PM party had 3 presidential nominations, what will we do? We will carry out a presidential nomination to select one. ODM, the Orange Democratic Movement, under Raila, the reason why they removed Moi, they carried a presidential nomination. We had Raila, we had William Ruto, we had Musalia, we had Najib Balala. They went to Kasarani and they selected Raila. It was not selected, Raila was not selected in a boardroom. It was in a Kasarani. We need to take delegates to the Raila Odinga Stadium when it gets completed. Parade all these people are saying one term, and they elect one person. Whoever will go out astray, then he's on his own. That is how we are going to remove William Ruto. But hii sarakasi tunaona hii that are taking us back.
Okay. That's an interesting one, which you can come back to a little bit. I just wanted to ask you, you can see that the Linda Mwananchi is a representation of a Sifuna moment and idea that is Sifuna. So why did you walk away from them?
It's not walking away. Otherwise, why am I saying Sisi ni Sifuna here, even now? It's not walking away.
Why aren't you with them?
I am with them. The only thing is that I go on this. I go on my own. I sell Sifuna. I've found myself in trouble by saying if Sifuna is not there, you know what people say now. Umetuma kugawa. You know, standing on principle is also costly. to just stand on principle, even when people don't want to listen, it is costly. And I'm ready to bear that cost until Kenya changes.
So what principle is this?
The principle is
that's making you, Caleb, not attend Linda Mwananchi meetings.
Functions.
Because number one, there are people who have invaded it. Okay. They are trying to direct it. You see now people are going to even Homa Bay and saying we are endorsing Kalonzo under Linda Mwananchi. You've seen that, right? So how do you profess something that was supposed to be for change and you are still talking on about somebody else, even when the leader of the change is right there with you?
Who are these hijackers?
They are there, they're known. This is not a station of naming personalities there, but between me and you, you've seen how people have hijacked. Somebody just stand up and say, I'm the leader of, I'm the leader. And the person we are talking about in Edwin Sifuna, and you are there saying, I'm the leader of this movement. It is not about flexing your leadership or control of the movement. It is about buying into the idea. And the carrier of the idea is none other than Sifuna. So if you try to say, I'm the party leader, I'm the leader, you are undermining him already, and he has not even become a president. Okay? So we said, these are the things that can be, they can be changed, but we are watching. There is a breaking point that if it changes, you will see me in that rallies very soon.
It sounds to me...
And I'm actually going there to correct the mess.
It sounds to me that Caleb Amisi is Sifuna's plan B. That this Linda Mwananchi Sifuna has been hijacked by people who are coming to start, championing Kalonzo and others, while Sifuna is there.
He's there.
Right? But Caleb is standing here on Sifuna. As wakienda wa betray, waharibie Sifuna, Sifuna kona plan B.
Na ni Caleb na PM.
Na kwa PM.
Even plan F, forget about plan B. There is even F. Latif have said.
So this is B to F.
E actually. I said even if Sifuna is not on the ballot, somebody else will be there to champion this cause of a change.
Caleb, you said PM is going to have a presidential candidate, correct?
Yeah.
Is that candidate Sifuna?
Of course, the PM is going to vet all of them, including Sifuna. He will be invited. We've already invited him officially. It's not that he's not blind to the fact that there is PM. He has known it even from its formation, early formation. He knows. There is also strategy in politics. We remember we are students of Baba, and we've learned one or two things, not to just sell our eggs out there, all of them, but PM is an option for Sifuna. If he chooses other party, we'll also select other people who we think can also drive that movement to State House. But PM definitely. If it will not take over the State House, then we are going to be a coalition of new faces that is going to form the next government.
So if PM is not the one fronting Sifuna, you will have a presidential candidate, someone else.
It is his choice to make. If he comes, yes, he will be welcome with all the support he needs. If he doesn't want to be on the ballot, we'll definitely have a presidential candidate. Yeah.
Okay.
What if he wants to be on the ballot, but with a different vehicle?
Pardon?
What if he wants to be on the ballot, but with a different vehicle, not PM? Will PM have a candidate competing with Sifuna?
We'll cross the bridge when we leave the riverbanks.
We're already there.
We are not yet there. We are not yet there. There is a timeline of election. You remember, they have also said they are coming up. There's another party and all that. We want to reach the timeline of October 30th, where there is no further formations or no further parties. Then we will now weigh which parties are available. How do we form a coalition? Who has presented himself as a presidential candidate? Who fits in the manifesto and the ideology of PM? And we present. But definitely PM will have a presidential candidate to form a new government by the people, for the people.
Is there a personal issue with Kalonzo Musyoka or what?
So
he
what about
represents?
Rigathi also? I've also talked about the tribalism of Rigathi.
True.
Yeah, so I said I've made it very clear that the party stands for something. As a party, you cannot be saying you want a renaissance and then you continue practicing the same thing the old have doing. So allow the party to be the change so that itaambia wa Kenya tuliwaambia hivi lakini muka simama hivi. Okay, they will have a reason to tell Kenyans we presented this before you, but you still went back to the status quo. So we are allowing this party to stand in for new change. One, as an institution. Number two, to vet a presidential candidate. Number three, we are not talking about the old. Remember that I've even said if it is Maraga, I can consider. Maraga is not a youth. He's an old person. So it's not about a young person. It is about a person who we think he was in a position of leadership and there is something you can write home about. So even Kalonzo, he needs to convince us that yes, when I was Minister for Education, there is something you people don't know. It was never put in the media. Here it is. Then we will consider him. That, if people don't know, these young people, maybe there's something maybe we have forgotten he did.
Yeah.
Then you'll just come and flash that manifesto. I had hidden somewhere. Now it is here. What I did, it was somewhere in Saikuru. I've gone from my files. I've gotten something that I did when I was a minister. We will choose him.
As of
It
now,
is about
you don't
people
see
presenting themselves before us and telling us that, yes, we need a new change. I can champion this change. Why? Because one, I'm not corrupt, I'm not tribal, and the people agree somewhere. You remember, there is no party, even in the other jurisdiction, like South Africa has been under the rule of ANC for quite some time.
Yeah.
But what happened last election? ANC had to make a coalition with DA. Was ANC saying that we are going to an election and eventually we'll merge with DA? No, they had to make a compromise. We stand for this. But at least you people, when we form a government, remember, this is what we stand for. If this is not achieved, this is our point of departure.
Caleb.
You must have an ideology.
You're saying, if it goes into the history books and says, maybe you guys have forgotten something, you've overlooked something, then we can consider him. Meaning, with what you know of Kalonzo's track record, he's not presidential material.
I'm not his supporter. I am not his campaigner at the moment. I have a party that needs to champion for a new cause. His wife has been there. It's just, if you come to my constituency, for example, it's just a basic thing. And Caleb is presenting himself to be a member of parliament again. They'll ask me, what have you done? I'm able to say. So we are just saying, if Kalonzo is able to convince us that because he has been there. It's not like Jimmy who has left here, who has never been in position of leadership, or Maraga. Jimmy has been there. He just need to come and tell Kenyans that when I was doing this, the way Baba used to say, when I was a prime minister, I was the one in charge of the southern bypass. Something. Something. Hata kama ni kamoja tu, one for the road. We will agree and meet somewhere. So we are not entirely saying that we have a beef with Kalonzo. We are just saying that there is a generational gap and the people are asking questions. Maybe there's something you did and these young people do not know. But if you do not merge this generational gap, then you will not succeed. And remember, it is a game of numbers. Do not leave a number, even if it's Caleb. You need 50 plus 1. Probably Caleb stands between 50 plus 1. You need to convince me. Do not attack me. Do not call me names. You need to convince me because I could be standing between your 50 plus 1.
That's true. Caleb Amisi, do you see yourself working with President Ruto's government? Should 2027 come, he's re-elected, and, Caleb Amisi is at the table saying that we need to form this government. We need to have a stake in it.
First of all, do not even think that Ruto will be elected. That one should be out of your mind. If Ruto happens to be the next president, I'm telling you, he will be removed by a revolution. It is good for him to accept to go home now. Because the restless generation have not gone anywhere. They are still here. Ruto's legitimacy to govern this country ended on 25th of June, 2024, when people invaded parliament. The moment people invade as an institution of authority like parliament, it means you've been overpowered. by the same citizens.
But Caleb, what if, there's these two things, that light and darkness exist, correct?
Yeah.
The sun goes down, comes up. So in the event President Ruto is re-elected, he's back in office, and you're squarely in the opposition, you have a party. Would you work with his government? Because he's very open to working with
Nobody goes to an election with the perception of if I will lose, I will do this. Our mind is focused on winning and removing this government as it is, because this government is a representation of everything evil cumulatively for the last 60 years, cumulatively, and the people must also be very keen. What PM is actually giving the country is, we are saying, there is a time we said yote yaweze kana bila moi. Did you remember that song? Do you know the people are singing that song more than the rest were the people who were in Moi's government? Do you know the loudest voice of one term now were the people who served with Ruto? Do you know that? So we are just careful that as we sing one term, we are also not singing with the same Ruto people with us. We are just careful. That's what PM is telling people. That as we speak change, I hope the loudest voice of one term are not the same people. That is the divergent.
Someone there, the same way you're saying those ones were the loudest, someone is also suspicious of you. Francis Odhiambo says, these parties have been crafted, and it's what you were speaking to split some big waves. PRM PM, led by Caleb, may be a wave to split Western, while PPM by Nyoro may be a wave to split Mount Kenya. I smell a rat.
To split? What do you mean to split?
To split Western. And then
So
Nyoro
for what
to split
advantage and to who?
To
Ruto's
Ruto's
advantage.
advantage.
So what does Ruto has to do with the PM? And it was formed by young people, and you know them. You can lie to some people all the time. You can even lie to sometime, but you can never lie to all the people all the time. You can say everything you want to say about PM because it is new, it is by young people. Eventually, the lie will die, and the truth will set the party free. I know there are people who have been paid to smear the party badly because it has a good name. It has started somewhere unique. It goes against the status quo. Changing a nation is never easy. People will talk like the way we are talking. I'm telling you, even me, I've been called names before I became a member of parliament. I was called a chokora. Do you know ODM people from Trans Nzoia? They told Baba that we cannot give this a chokora running around with young people. They even called me a drug dealer. So if you stop pursuing your ambition because somebody has called your name, you are being beaten. Hands down. You are supposed to go through. That is part of the testing. That is part of the testing of leadership. Okay? So it is normal in politics for people to call others' names. Raila has been called how many names? Muganga, what? But you buried him as a hero. So part of the change, you allow people to call you names. But it is your consistency, your persistency. Eventually, age is on our side. We have enough time to prove to them they were wrong, we were right.
The message that comes out clearly from PM is renaissance, that we need change in this country, right? How do you codify that change? What is this thing? If the PM candidate were to go into parliament, into the executive, what is it that you want to do? Mko na agenda, mko na sera, mko na manifesto.
Very big one. You are not listening to NDC. You must be very watchful of PM's activity. They are very clear. Even their press conference are very articulate and for a purpose. If you take a time and even watch how the NDC was carried, everybody who came, Mother Karua, Maraga, they said they have never seen something like this in the entire time they've been in politics. Everybody was, this is different. If Mother Karua is telling you this is different, who are you, Latif, in this Republic of Kenya?
So what is the agenda?
The agenda is big five.
Okay.
It has been summarized into big five. From the big five of the wildlife that Kenya is widely known. The first is the leopard in the room. Jobs. We are selling the agility of a leopard. We must use the agility of a leopard to create jobs through business-oriented policies. We must be pro-trade, pro-investment. It is investments and the trade that creates jobs. Okay? We have a whole manifesto around it.
Okay.
Then we are saying the elephant in the room. Because we are talking about the big five.
Yep.
The elephant in the room is corruption. That we must have bureaucratic institutions just like Singapore did sometime through the Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew even arrested and imprisoned ministers, some of them were his brothers, to tackle corruption. It must be intentional. You cannot talk about corruption in a country and not any single minister is behind bars. Intentional. Okay. Then we are talking about the king of the jungle, the lion, is a constitutionalism. That you can never govern a democracy without obedience to its laws. The rule of law, social justice, and the constitutionalism. We have the best constitution in the country. It just to be obeyed. Where it needs to be amended, it is necessary. For example, it is our, just to tell you something that of course it will take some people the wrong way. The party believes that Nairobi County must be managed like an institution and not as one of the electable county governments. We think Nairobi County must be out of the 47 counties and we remain with 46. So the Nairobi is managed as a ministry out of political quagmire. Because you bring a policy, you hear people on the street saying, so and so must go. You bring a policy that is supposed to be developmental, you hear MCA want to impeach you because you've touched his people. So we must get Nairobi politics. This is one of our issues of constitutionalism, devolution and all that. Then we have the fourth, that is the buffalo. The buffalo walks like herds together. You cannot even know which is the big, the male, the what, they are similar. We have said Kenya is one indivisible nation. We must rub off tribalism. We must get tribalism. Some of us that mtu wako ako hapo nitapata kazi hapo KDF. Mtu wangu ako hapo KEBS nitapata kazi. This is one of our biggest issue. Tribalism. We must be one like buffaloes walk. You cannot identify. We must, when you are in US, I hear leaders, hata huyu Gachagua, anaenda wapi muangalia, who is he going to talk to? We must go to US and talk to people of Kenya, not one tribe. When somebody goes to Minnesota, he must talk to the people of the Republic of Kenya, not one tribe. This thing it is so deeply embedded in us. Even those who are in abroad, they are still tribal. We must kill it. Then we are saying the last one is the rhino, the rhinoceros. Rhinoceros is what you people have been discussing earlier in the day. The odious debt. This Kenya is grappling with 13 trillion debts that we cannot trace. They did not go through public participation. Parliament did not approve. There are not sovereign debts that Kenya can be proud and say we took debts just like America takes debts and they are directed to economic development. Our debts were squandered. It is the interest of this party that we will have a commission to investigate all debts from Kenyatta's time. And those who are in charge, whether they are ministers or PSs, they must explain before public gallery or go to prison. It must be intentional.
Okay.
It must be intentional because those debts were taken. Because I hear people saying that I'll not pay. You cannot take a debt and not pay. Which country will ever? Because no country runs without debts. Even the US, even Japan, you have to run with debts. What you are talking about is debts that were mismanaged and misused. So you cannot say that I'll not pay debts. You have to pay, my friend.
So odious or not?
Odious or not, you have to pay. People invested. How you misused your money is not their problem. It is you to give them back their money. How do we give that back the money? We'll have to retrieve it where it was stolen and hidden. So it has to be paid. Our Kenyan debts must be paid. All we need to do is to just get these individuals who are in charge, tell us how you use this money. If we can see the road and we value 10 years ago, this road construction could have costed this much, then we forgive you and move on. And we have to track where this money went. And then we get it back and they pay back to the external lenders.